So my name's Nina Hanzlikova, and I work in Zalando. And it's not quite so. Zalando is. Let me tell you a little bit about ourselves. We are Zalando's. We are Europe's largest online fashion retailer, and we have the small, tiny goal of reimagining fashion for the good of all. Not ambitious at all, clearly. But that's a fairly high-level goal for an engineer. So the way we go about it in engineering is we introduce a thing called radical agility, which largely revolves around autonomy, mastery, and purpose. The outcomes of this really are that teams get to largely decide how the best way to achieve the technological objectives of the company are, and then look after it. So again, that's a fairly lofty kind of, not a very granular thing. So what do we actually do? So I work in Zalando Dublin, and we are the Fashion Insights Center, which we basically build data science applications to understand the fashion world and to understand our customers and to understand where the two intersect. We try to use these findings to actually help us move faster and move better within our business space. And we have a number of projects around it. My own team was working on the understanding what fashion actually means in context of the larger world. So we would look at what does fashion mean to the world around us? What does it mean to Vogue? What does it mean to somebody on Instagram? What does it mean on YouTube? Stuff like that. So we look at basically fashion data from the wider web and try and understand how fashion evolves, the view of fashion evolves across from high fashion to low fashion to somebody on the street who just wants to buy something cool. We aim to provide a lot of these insights as near real-time as possible because fashion is a very fast-moving market, particularly with the advent of Instagram and similar things. Trends can flare up a couple of days ago and be gone within the week. So you need an understanding and you want to be reactive. So as you can see, we care about the up-to-date information, and as developers, we absolutely loved Kafka from the start, particularly Kafka streams, because they provided a very fast, very fluid way of dealing with a lot of data, massive amounts of data, which we're trying to get as close to now as possible. So this all sounds wonderful, but much like many things, there's a few caveats along the way. So, as I said, Zalando technology has the goal of radical agility, where there's autonomy, mastery, and purpose. So we can pick the stack that we work with, but we also have to run it, right? Because if Team A picks Kafka, Team B picks Spark, Team C picks whatever else we want, somebody needs to actually keep these services running. We also tend to try and move really fast. So for this, we have adapted very small teams. In fact, my own team was 3 people. We were particularly meant to be focused on delivering customer value, which for us meant getting as good and as up-to-date cross-section of the data we're interested in from the web as possible. And in that world, spending your week troubleshooting an issue with your underlying infrastructure is time wasted. You should. So in our company, we try to have focus on delivering features and customer and business value. So for that, we needed to try and minimize the amount of time we spend on our ops. And this is kind of where my journey for this afternoon will try and take us. When we went, Kafka, it's cool. We really love the stream stuff, right? So how hard can it be to run Kafka, right? Yeah? So that's kind of what we did. We started running our own Kafka. So I guess it makes no sense to really talk about Kafka and Kafka streams if I don't actually at least do a brief explanation of what the basic components are. So I guess the first thing I should mention is we ran all of this on AWS, which will come into play a little bit later. But in the what you need to know about Kafka really is there's a zookeeper and there's Kafka brokers, and Kafka brokers talk to zookeeper, and producers produce data out to Kafka brokers, consumers consume data off of Kafka brokers. But indeed, there needs to be a bunch of Kafka brokers and a zookeeper.